Hello there, welcome back to my channel. It is so good to just be sitting down here with you all, filming this get ready with me video, because not only do I have some fun things just to talk about, as many of you know, we have a new puppy in the house, so I'll give you the latest on all that. I also have an exciting new venture that I will mention. It has to do with actually the top that I'm wearing, but I also have received a bunch of new makeup, either in PR or that I ordered while I was in kind of puppy fog land. So I have tried out some of these things, but others I have not yet had a chance to even try on. So we're gonna do all that together. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Now let's get started. All right, first things first, my lips need some serious hydration. City Beauty was so kind to send me a huge box of PR. I'm working my way through that, but they sent me a bunch of their City Lips glosses, and these are all shades that I've actually never tried before. I think I wanna do this one. It's Tokyo Kiss. I do love the hydration that these add. They are supposed to plump the lips, but they don't have any stinging plumpers, or they don't even feel pepperminty. So if that is something that is irritating to you, you might want to check these out. Yes, exactly what my lips have been needing. All right, eyeshadow primer. Another new thing I ordered a couple weeks ago. This is from Natasha Denona. This is her eyeshadow base, and I bought it in 2 shades. I'm gonna try the light one for you today. I got the medium as well, and this is quite potent. It really almost feels and looks like concealer, but I do feel like it does a pretty good job. We'll do a test on it today, but it cancels out the veins. It disguises them. It's not like full coverage concealer, but you can see compared the other eyelid, it's made good progress. All right, now I like to multitask anyway, but now especially with the puppy, she is napping right behind me. So since we're multitasking, I'm gonna go to my foundation while that sits. This is a new foundation from Smashbox. It's called Always On. It says it's a skin balancing foundation with hyaluronic acid and adaptogens. The question on the back is, need more hydration or oil control? This primer infused foundation helps balance skin while delivering buildable radiant coverage with 16-hour wear. Complexion looks natural and even. Transfer fade and crease resistant, won't flake, cake, or streak. All right, now shade wise, this is in the light category. It's L20O, so olive undertone. And you can see it is pretty dark. I have kind of 2 coats of sunless tanner on. So I recently picked up my winter, like super pale shade, and that will allow me to lighten it up just a bit when I'm not super tan. So just keep that in mind. I feel like these do run a little darker than what you might anticipate. The other shade I picked up is F10W. So this one's in the warm category. There are a number of shade options, but I have really been impressed with this. It is very, very lightweight. It's not watery, but it's so lightweight, and yet it covers so well. So I'm gonna go ahead, I've mixed those 2 shades on my little palette here, and I do have a bunch of new brushes I'm gonna be testing out, but for this I wanna use my BK Beauty 101 brush. And by the way, the sunscreen I use today is a new one. I don't have it in the room here, and I don't want to disturb the sleeping baby. So it is the Super Goop Matte Mineral Sunscreen, and I really love how my skin feels and looks right now. I did add a drop of the Drunk Elephant Bronzy Drops just to give it a little more color, but so I am starting off with a matte sunscreen underneath, but you can see there is no scary, dewy, like super radiant finish at all to that foundation. And I've used it with my more dewy sunscreens, and I feel like it's kind of the same scenario. So don't let that be scary to you if you're an oily combination girl like me. But I also have a friend who has drier skin, and she's been using it, and it doesn't make her skin look dry, but she also agrees it's not super radiant. So I'm not sure why they would say that, but you can see there how beautiful it looks on the skin, and it does sit down very quickly. It feels super lightweight. All right, let's go to the eyes. I am so excited. This is the new Natasha Denona Mini Starlit Palette. This was just released and it is now available. I purchased mine at Sephora, but it's also available at Ulta or on Natasha Denona's website. It has 3 mattes, 2 shimmers. This one is a little more of like a topper, but it does have some nice, just nice pigmentation behind the glitter or shimmer in there. Let me show you some swatches. Okay, here are the swatches. And I don't know, there's just something about this color combination that I think just makes me think sophisticated chic makeup, right? Now, I pulled out 2 of the other palettes that I thought might come to mind when you're looking at these shades thinking, is this the same as the Mini Diva palette? So you can see those side by side. There's similarities, but this one's definitely has that cooler tone, both in this and the crease shade. And then the other one would be the Mini Nude palette, and this is definitely a lot warmer. So I think it just has a really nice balance between cool and warm tones. Nothing too dark or dramatic, but let's use this today. Since there is no brow bone highlight shade, I'm gonna dip into this Huda Beauty Browns palette. I'm gonna use this cream shade, and Rephr Brushes was so kind to send me a bunch more brushes. So I'm gonna be testing these out. This is number 33. And let's just put this under the brow. This is a flat, somewhat flexible brush, definitely. Applied that very well. This will be a great one for all over the lid colors as well. All right, now let's go to this palette. And what brush should we use here? I think I'm gonna use one of the previous Rephr brushes that is actually dirty. Need to do brush cleaning, surprise, surprise. This is number 15. Let's go in with this peach shade. And these are just like normal Natasha Denona quality, very pigmented. I've worn this palette at least 3 or 4 times. Colors stay true all day. And I just think it's just such a beautiful neutral look that you can create with this palette. And you can do shimmer, you could do all matte. I think there's a lot of options. All right, now let's go in. I'm gonna deepen that up just a little bit with the shade on the outer corner. And this one is definitely cooler tone. So it's kind of nice. It helps just keep the look from being too cool or too warm. The deeper kind of purpley gray color in this palette is my type of gray-ish eyeshadow that I personally like to wear. I think it really brings out lighter colored eyes, especially. Of course, brown-eyed girls, you can wear everything, but those of us with blue or green eyes, I think these kinds of colors are especially great. You can see it just darkened things up a little bit, but it's nothing dramatic. In the outer corner, I'm going to use the Rephr number 12 brush and the darkest shade in the palette, and just deepen this outer corner a little bit. Isn't that just so pretty? Well, at first, when I looked at this palette, I thought, I wonder how all those colors are gonna look together, but I just think they're beautiful. I'll go back to the 15 brush, no extra product. Just blend the top of that. We'll probably do a final blend at the end after we do our lid shade. Let's go there next. All right, I'm gonna use the Rephr number 28 brush. This is a pretty small flat shader brush, and I'm gonna show you a little bit of this. Now, generally, I like to apply shimmer shades with my finger, but let's just see. Oh, I picked up a good amount of product. Ooh, that's a good brush for that. So pretty. Oh, love that. I'm gonna put that actually on the center third of the eye. All right, I'm gonna go in now with this final shade. I gotta show you all 5 shades, right? And this one I definitely feel like applies much better with the warmth of your finger. and it's so pretty. It has shimmer, but it's not chunky glitter. It's just one of those that catches the light, and as I'm doing now, I like to overlap that copper shade just a little bit so it's kind of a nice gradation. It's so pretty. I've used just this on the lid. I've used it the way I'm doing now. And then like I always do, I like to go back with the outer corner shade and just lightly feather over that seam where those shades go. This is one of those details I haven't really had a whole lot of time to be doing lately with the puppy in the house. So we have had her now 3 weeks as of filming this video. She's 11 weeks old and we just love her. She is kind of getting her confidence, and a little bit of her puppy hyperness is coming out. So we are trying to manage. I have actually enrolled in it's Baxter and Bella online puppy school. If you have a puppy, check it out. Totally the best way to invest any training money because it's lifetime access. You can chat with trainers. There's all kinds of help available. I really need it. I don't know if you can see my hands look a little puppy bitten hands here. You know, we're going through the phases here. But okay, now that we've got that on, let's add a little eyeliner. So on Amazon, I just happened to see several Essence products there, and I'd never tried their Stay and Play gel eyeliner. And this shade is Stardust Love. It really reminds me of the Urban Decay mushroom pencil that you know I love. I just think this is a perfect shade to go with our eyeshadow look today. So compared to the shadow in the Natasha Denona palette, you can see it has a little more coolness and a little more blue tones. So let's just add a little bit of shadow over the top of that. And it just helps set the liner in place too. So I'm gonna go in with this. This is the Morphe M432. I just love this brush so much because it doesn't flake the shadow into my eyes. If you wear contacts, you know how problematic that can be, especially if you wear hard contacts like I do. And I'm gonna use a little bit of that shadow just on that brush. Let's just see if we can darken our lash line a little bit. It helps a little. They do have some new eyeliners from Revlon. Let's pull those out. So Revlon sent me a PR package with a bunch of new eye products and a new brow pencil. Also sent me some new sunglasses and this fun little mirror. I always love when brands get a little creative with their PR packages, but this is what they sent. So they're a new liquid liner. It is the Micro Easy Precision Liquid Line. And let me tell you, this brush is micro, tiny, 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 super thin. And then 2 of their new Micro Hyper Precise Gel Eyeliner with Smudger. I did try the black one of this liner, and I tried it along my lash line, and I wasn't super happy with how that went on. It seemed a little dry. And then I'll show you the brow pencil when we get there, but let's try the brown liquid liner. This is the only one I haven't tried yet. So it has a shaker ball. It's one of these that you dip the brush in the well. I mean, do you see how micro fine? Actually, this might be too brown, but that's a pretty color. So there it is. Let me show you the other 2. So this is called But First Wine, which I am so happy they did a liquid liner in this shade. It's very difficult to find a purple liquid liner. I don't know if you can see it there. And then, of course, black. Let's just go in with the black one. Now, one of the issues that I have with this type of liquid liner is this part of the holder, the brush, always has a lot of product on it, and it gets on my lashes. So I'm gonna try to keep my lashes out of the way and just do a very, very thin line here. It's a little bend upwards. Super dark black though, and I do believe it dries matte. We'll double check that, but you can see how fine that brush is. I mean, super, super fine. So you can get really close into the lashes and do a very thin line, which is nice. Just have to make sure you keep it out of your lashes. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use the rephr 34 brush. Look at that nice thin eyeliner pencil. And what I'm gonna do is actually just take off some of the liner from the stem here of the brush. And then I can do that without getting it. Oh yes, so much better. Oh, that's a nice brush. Okay, that makes liquid liner, or you could probably even do gel liner with this pencil, or with this brush, I should say. Makes it really easy. That is a super fine tip. Wow. I'm gonna do kind of like a hanging wing liner. That's just my term. I don't know technically if there is a different name for this, but it's kind of where I create the illusion that my lash line keeps going up this way, and I'm not really connecting it to the lower lash lines. I think it makes it less dramatic. This is a great way to do winged liner if you have partially hooded or hooded eyes, and then uneven eyes like I do. Do you see how it kind of makes my eyes look a little more symmetrical? Okay, really like this brush. That's the solution for those types of eyeliners. All right, I'm gonna clean up under the eyes with a little bit of Now Solutions almond oil. Now, as I'm tapping in the excess oil and I'm looking at my eyes, you might be going, Sharalee, this looks a little strange with that gap. Hang with me here. We're gonna curl our lashes and apply mascara, and everything will be fine. All right, I pulled out something from my stash that I hadn't used in a while. It's the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the color corrector. This is number 2 medium. And this is very, very hydrating. With my lack of sleep and just, oh, I know, puppies, they just take a lot, but I have felt like I've needed extra hydration everywhere. Because, you know, puppies like to kiss your face and kiss everything. And some nights I'm going to bed going, did I put on eye cream? I don't remember. So I love how hydrating. You definitely want to go in with your finger. Just press this in, and a little goes a long way. I feel like this has been the perfect color for me recently. And again, like I said, it is very hydrating. So you want to be careful not to get too much. Just a couple taps in there. This will last you a long time. Doesn't that look better already? Yes. And for concealer, pulling out one of my favorites. This is the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer in the shade P3. So this is peach. I have a neutral, I have a yellow. I kind of rotate depending on how dark my Sunless Tanner is, how dark my circles are. So I'm gonna put a good amount of this on. Let's try this new rephr brush. It's very interesting. So it's flat on one side, fluffy, like really fluffy on the other. It's different than like this one from Sephora or the BK Beauty A506. So you can see side by side, someone's definitely much fluffier. Let's try this. Now, I used to be hesitant to use the rephr brushes with cream products, but I've since learned they work really well. In fact, I'll use my favorite brush for cream blush today, and you will see why. But wow, okay, that worked that in very nicely. And what I'm doing lately is blending out the outer part of my concealer and then just letting this sit and set a little bit before I fully blend it out. So just kind of blending very lightly here over the edges. And I usually go now to my contour and then come back and finish blending it out. So don't worry, we're gonna leave this here. Okay, let's try a couple of new cheek products. All right, I ordered this Sephora Favorites set. This is $49. You get 4 full-size products in here, including this Milk Bronzer Stick. Now, I've tried the contour one. This is the bronzer stick in Baked. Haven't used this one yet. It's matte, but it is a bronzer. So this is going to be probably a little warm. I usually don't go right directly to my face. I should know better, right? Oh, that's pretty. That's a good color. Going with the rephr 24 brush. Haven't used this brush yet, but it looks like a good bronzer brush. It is slightly squared off on the top, but it still has some fluffiness. Ooh, super soft. Ooh, I like that color. Wow. All right. So this is, again, this is the shade Baked. Now, I know this looks like a mini, but this is now the full size from Milk Makeup, just FYI. All right, let's put that on. So I still prefer to go from the back of my hand for most cream products, or dip my brush in, then go to my face. Okay, that's really pretty. All right, I like that. Now let's add a little bit of contour. And if you've watched my bronzer contour video, you know the difference. I'm gonna go into the Give Beauty. This is Gwen Stefani's line. This is Pick It Up Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo in Toastin'. I'm gonna go in with the cream shade here on top. This has just a little more coolness to it. And I'm just gonna, it's pretty potent. So I'm just gonna dip my brush in there. And you can see it just chisels the cheeks a little more. So bronzer makes my cheeks look a little more tan. Yes, it does give some shape, but I also like a little extra sculpting here. Haven't been getting all my exercise in, you know, at the gym or my walks, because puppy can't go out on walks yet. Oh, let me tell you, I can't wait till she is able to go out on walks, because we need to get that energy out. And I just miss going out, getting the fresh air, getting my blood flowing. So soon, about 5 more weeks, we can get her out after she's had all of her shots and everything. Till then, we just have to go out on the lawn. I have had my husband, after he gets home, after we have dinner, I'm like, okay, I gotta go for a walk. So that has been nice. Get out a few evenings. All right, oh, that's pretty, okay. And you know, when you have a really good foundation, your foundation looks really good. I feel like it just makes everything else you put on top of it that much better. All right, let's go back quickly and finish blending out our concealer. And then we'll add a little bit of blush. I have been on a cream blush kick like you would not believe. I feel like it started a little before summer began, and it has just continued going strong. I did finally purchase another powder blush recently, but I have been trying all kinds of cream blushes. The Mario cream blush, I've got 2 of the Danessa Myricks. These are the Yummy Skin ones. These are the ones that have more of a matte finish. And then I recently picked up this one from Danessa Myricks, which is the Dewy Cheek and Lip Palette. So dewy, these others are more matte. I have this new brand that is like drugstore prices, Moira. Found this on Amazon. I have a couple shades of this. I have some Honest Beauty. The list goes on and on. So let's pick one and apply it. So I just want to show you a difference in sheen. So this is the Danessa Myricks in this palette. This is the dewy one. And the one right below it is her Yummy Skin one. So you can see quite a dramatic difference. But this one you can also use on your lips. So I guess it has a little more hydration. And then the one right below it is Honest Beauty. That shade is Coral Peach. That's really pretty also. Oh my goodness. You know what? Let's use the Honest Beauty one, because I have not used this, I think, except once maybe. So let's just use that. This is the Coral Peach. Wow, is that pigmented? I'm using the rephr number 4 brush. So this has become my favorite for cream blush. Really applies well, and the cream products do just wash out beautifully from these brushes. Now, I don't wash my brushes every time for my personal use. Obviously, if I'm working on somebody else, a client, I do, but for myself, I don't, and they still wash out cleanly, really nice. Oh, that's really pretty. Okay, Now I finally got my hands on one of the Rare Beauty. This is the Positive Light Illuminator, and I have the shade Exhilarate. Oh my goodness. This and the lightest shade have been sold out forever. It really is a very unique formulation. It's so lightweight, and it though packs a punch. So you want to go in with a light hand. I'm going to use the rephr number 18 brush, and this is the one I've been using it with. And I'm going to apply it before my powder so I can tone it down if I need to, but I am just, lightly touching my brush. Now I've heard that this is quite fragile, so you want to be careful that you're not pounding on the edge of it with your brush. So pretty. I'm gonna add some here. All right, let's set the face with some powder. This is a recent purchase. This is the Jaclyn Hill. It's not new, but it's new to me. This is the Jaclyn Setting Powder Quad. And these are all kind of toning powders or color correcting powders. And I believe that this is the second lightest one. There's one that's lighter, but I'm gonna start off with a little bit of this shade. I'm gonna use the rephr number 18 brush. Why not? Feels nice and light. It's kind of pointed. Now what I've been doing is setting my under eye with this powder. It does have some hydrating ingredients in it, so I don't set my whole face with this. I have been really impressed with how, if I start with this step and then dust over it with a finishing powder, my under eyes have looked so good throughout the rest of the day. And do you see how just that subtle tone just brightened everything up a little more? Really like that. And then you can, of course, this shade would brighten even more. And then if you get too late under the eyes, you could go in with this shade. So I think this is a great palette. And then I'm gonna use a little bit of this and the top one and just brush this through the center. Now, I know this is gonna seem a little extra, but you know, in my effort to use things that I already have, I've been going through certain things and saying, why am I not using that? Let's give it a try in a different way. This is the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. This I don't like to set my under eyes with all by itself, but what I've been doing is after my under eyes are set, I take a little bit of this powder, dust off the excess, and just go right over that area. Isn't that amazing? So when I use this all by itself, I feel like it dries the under eyes out, but when I use it this way, I don't know, just been good. And then I've been putting a little bit through the center of the face, add some brightness. Yes. Next, I will set the rest of my face with the Beauty Counter Mattifying Powder. I recently, well, probably about a month ago or so, finally repurchased this, and I really love it. It's a nice lightweight, kind of blurring, almost finishing powder, but it does set the foundation very well. Puppy check, she's still sleeping. Okay, let's move to brows while she is still sleeping. This new pencil from Revlon, it's the Micro Brow Pencil. It says 98% achieve natural looking brows up to 16 hours. It's supposed to be waterproof, smudge proof, and I have the shade 450 Blonde. Okay, I love the shade. I think the shade is a really good one. I love the shape of the pencil. I love the spoolie. The thing that I'm just not in love with is it's a very waxy formulation, and I just found it difficult to layer on top of each other. So it's kind of like you can get an initial bit of coloring, but after that, it just doesn't seem to build on itself very well. I'll show you a little bit here. Like I said, the color is a really nice blonde. It's not too yellow, it's not too green. Yes, sometimes blonde pencils can lean a little more green hued, but I just feel like because it's waxy, rather than building hair-like strokes, it starts just looking kind of smudgy rather than kind of doing those real hair-like strokes that I personally want, especially here on the arch where I need to fully fill in. Do you see how it just, it doesn't want to build on itself. So let's switch to one of my favorites. This is the Milani Precision Brow, and this is the shade Caramel. In my brow video, my recent brow video, I talked about how this color just seems to be a good shade for me right now with my more blonde highlights. So do you see how this is actually building up, and yet it kind of looks like hair over there. So I'm just kind of disappointed because I feel like Revlon had 3 out of 4 things going for it. Size of the pencil. And I mean, you know, waterproof, we all want that too, but just that waxy texture makes it a little harder to work with. And I'm going to keep things light with just some clear Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel. Before we get to mascara, I had forgotten I wanted to show you this, so let's just dab on a little bit of this. I've had these in my drawer for over a month, and I pulled them out the other day and I was like, oh my word, I'm in love. This is the ColourPop Jelly Much eyeshadow, and this particular shade, it is called Field of Fairies. And oh my goodness, this is one of the most interesting textures. So it's not liquid eyeshadow. It's not cream, think jelly. That's pretty much what it is. So I think they redid the packaging so that these don't dry out like they used to. But do you see how beautiful? All of them have multiple like duochrome flips in them. So this one has some gold, some pink, a little bit of silver. It's so pretty. And I'm just going to tap a little bit. You can use this under your eyeshadow. You can use it just alone. I've done it just all by itself, but today I wanted to show it to you and I forgot to do it before. Do you see how beautiful that is? Oh my goodness. So I'm just using the tiniest bit, but I have done full on color. The other one I have is such a fun shade. One of those that's kind of blue and burgundy, and oh, so fun. On the inner corner, I'm going to use this Catrice highlighter. I just got this in from Amazon, and it's Supreme Rose Beam 020. Oh my word. Like, this is amazing texture. And let's just use a little bit of this. This is really for your face, but I love to use a face highlighter sometimes if it's not too loose of glitter. Obviously you want to be careful what you're putting near your eyes. Now, I was debating whether I was going to actually open up this mascara, but I'm like, I got to open it. We got to try it together. This is the Huda Beauty One Coat Wow mascara. It says 1 brush, 1 dip, 1 coat. I don't know, you know, I'm a 2-3 coater. I am going to go ahead and curl my lashes like normal, but I'm not going to apply a mascara primer to my upper lashes. I will on the lower. I'll explain. So this is the rephr eyelash curler. This is the 020. Big, huge tube. I love the hot pink. All right, let's get a look at this brush. Okay. It is a plastic brush. It does have a slight little pinch in the center, so it's not completely round. I am going to just dip it in and swirl it. Just make sure we get that brush fully coated. We're going to give it its best shot. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, it's a little prickly at the lash line, but it's not too bad. The bristles are really short, so even though it's a big brush, I do feel like it's pretty easy to coat the lashes. It's a drier formula, so it's not going to get everywhere, and it shouldn't take too long to dry. All right, wow, okay. Maybe that's how they named it, right? Just said, all right, what's your first reaction? And we're all going, wow, okay. I do see quite a lot of volume and decent amount of length. Let's just, okay, so this is, you know, I am going over my lashes multiple times just to make sure I get all of the lashes, but this is kind of what I would consider 1 coat. So it's just 1 dip into the mascara tube. All right, well, okay. I think that's pretty good. 1 coat, first time using, no mascara primer. And I think that's pretty great. What do you think? The lashes don't, yeah, they're not, I mean, some of them seem to stick together the more I'm working it, but then you can brush it through. So yeah, the lashes aren't looking clumpy. All right, okay. Let's do the second eye, and then I am gonna apply a second coat because I just wanna see how much volume and length we can get. Okay, one coat on both lashes. Let's add a second coat. Let's see how it builds. Right, definitely more drama. I did have a little more kind of clumping together, but this is not what I would call a clumpy mascara by any means. Now, overall, 2 coats is probably close to what I'm used to with Superhero from IT Cosmetics or the Ciate London Triple Shot XXL. I am going to add some L'Oreal Voluminous Primer on my lower lashes because this, I have forgotten how well this helps your lower lashes from smudging with mascara. So let's add a little bit of this. It does actually also have conditioners in it. So I've been asked before, can you apply this on your lower lashes to help them grow? Yes. Most all mascara primers actually do have conditioning agents in them that will help your lashes grow and be stronger. So another good reason to apply a mascara primer. All right, let's apply this on the lower lashes. I'll make a note in the description box if this smudged on me throughout the day. Hopefully not. All right. I just wiped off the lip gloss from City Beauty, and I do feel like my lips, I mean, they feel so much better than when I started. So they do feel nice and moisturized. Do we think they look plumper? We'll see. I have to do some more. I need to do some side-by-side photos or something for that, but I do love how my lips feel after having those glosses on. Okay, for around the edge of the lips, I'm gonna quickly add a little bit of MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. I'm so undecided about my lip combination today, so let's just see how this goes. I'm gonna start off with one of the Revlon lip liners. This is the ColorStay Longwear lip liner, and the shade is Pink Rose. But you're gonna see this is a pretty warm, bright pink, so we're gonna go in with a light hand. So I'm intentionally doing something a little brighter because I've got to use the shade Grace from BK Beauty. You know, my little puppy is Gracie, so let's do a little Grace in honor of Gracie. And this is why I love a color like this, because it can change and kind of mute any lip liner that you put with it. It can really transform it. Okay, I'm gonna blot that a little bit. Let's test out one of these on the lips. So let's see which one we think. Go in with the lighter one, the center. And then I'll use the darker one. This is one of those create your own lip combination colors, right? Somebody's gonna ask me, what was your lipstick color? I'll say, you gotta watch the tutorial. Okay, my hair's fixed, jewelry is on, and now looking at my lips, I think I wanna try this. I haven't actually tried it yet. This is the new Buxom. This is one of their limited edition fall collection ones, and it's a Daisy Donut, and it smells like a glazed donut, like different than just plain vanilla. It's really good. All right, let's try this. A little bit here. You know, this is what we do in these get ready with me's, right? We try different combinations. Okay, here is our finished look. And I love so many things that I tried on for you today. The eyeshadow palette, let's start there. I love this. The look I created today, obviously very soft. You can go a little more dramatic with more of this shade, but overall, it's just a nice, soft, sophisticated color combination. Love that. I'm loving the foundation. Love all of the cheek products that I put on today, the cream blushes, the one from Honest Beauty that I used today, beautiful. I also love this bronzer stick. And even though I didn't show you all of the other items in this kit, or I didn't try them on, I mean, just check out this blush. This is from Lawless, again, full size. And then I just happened to open up the Summer Fridays. This is the Lip Butter Balm. Oh my goodness. Does this not smell like the most delicious cake? Oh my word. So that is a terrific value if you're interested. I love those favorites kits, but the mascara, really good. I don't think it's gonna replace my IT Cosmetics or the Ciate London, but it is a really nice one. The highlighters I use, really love those. And that Jelly Much eyeshadow, we cannot forget that. So overall, really impressed with everything. And my lip combination, even though it was a bunch of different things, I actually love this finished combo that I've got going on here. Miss Gracie has woken up from her nap and she is now ready for a little lunch. And obviously my earrings. This has become problematic. I can't put my earrings in until I'm leaving the house and I've got to take them off when I come in. But overall, we're just enjoying her. Do you see how much she has grown? Gracie, say goodbye. Say goodbye. Show everybody how cute you are. Be sure you stay tuned because coming up next, I have another exciting announcement. And as I mentioned at the beginning, it has to do with what I am wearing. So it is a fashion website and I cannot wait to share it with you. So thank you as always so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.